this is David Frankham, and you're listening to TV Confidential.
Streaks on the china, never mattered before. Who cares?
Ed Robertson welcoming you back to TV Confidential radio talk show about television that is happy to welcome is Ilene Graff. Ilene Graff, the Broadway star and Grammy-nominated recording artist whom most of you listening tonight probably know best as TV mom Marsha Owens on the long-running ABC comedy Mr. Belvedere. Ilene made her Broadway debut many years before Mr. Belvedere. She was the understudy in Promises, Neil Simon's musical adaptation of The Apartment. Ilene sang backups from the orchestra pit and performed the role of Fran Kubelik in New York a dozen times before starring in the national tour of Promises. Ilene also played Sandy in the original Broadway production of Grease, plus she was the original Cleo in the Broadway production of I Love My Wife. Ilene still performs on stage and in cabaret venues across the country. She also teaches, including an upcoming workshop here in Los Angeles called Making the Song Your Own, which we'll tell you about in just a second. But Ilene Graff, welcome to TV Confidential.
Hi, Ed. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for joining us. Now, we're talking about this. The current schedule of classes of Making Your Song Your Own starts in October. It's sold out, but this is something you do several times a year, and I understand there's a waiting list. So how do people get on the waiting list?
We have a Facebook page, Making the Song Your Own Vocal Performance Workshop. So we have a Facebook page, and you can just send me a message right there, and I will get back to you and let people know individually about the class and how to get on the wait list.
Now, is this something for people in the Los Angeles area, or if people are going to be in Los Angeles and want to take the workshop from other locations, you accept students from all locations?
We just do this currently in Los Angeles, and it's usually an 8 to 10-week session, depending on our schedule. So if you're going to take the class, we need that commitment from people to come. You know, preparing for performance, learning how to sing, learning any skill requires practice and consistency. So we want people to come to as many sessions as they possibly can. So a workshop is, you know, it's like going to school. You go for a semester. So one of our workshops, you know, you can think of it as a semester's worth of work in learning how to prepare a song.
The next semester of Making the Song Your Own starts in October, but if you want to sign up for the next semester, which I imagine will be sometime in early 2020.
It'll probably be in the spring.
Okay, it'll probably be in the spring of 2020. For more information, go to Ilene Graff, IleneGraff.com, IleneGraff.com, or the Making the Song Your Own page on Facebook. What inspired you to start Making the Song Your Own?
Well, we have my husband, Ben Lanzarone, who is a composer and a musical director and a great pianist. Our daughter was always interested in theater and dance and has always been involved in music. And we would informally coach her friends, coach people for things, you know, auditions or whatever that were coming up. And at one point, a few years ago, I said to Ben, we could do this on a formal basis. It would really be fun to develop a workshop where we could share our over 100 years worth of experience with other people. And he agreed, and we said, well, let's give it a shot. And we started out with maybe 5 or 6 students, and it was so much fun. It was so satisfying, and the students really seemed to enjoy it. That we're now in our 7th year, I think, of doing this. But it just was a natural outgrowth of working with people one-on-one and thinking that people get a lot out of watching other people work in a class situation. So if you're getting up to sing a song and you're dealing with a particular issue in that song, everybody else in class is going to have a similar issue, so they see how we work on different elements of putting a song together and learn from each other, in addition to just, you know, the one-on-one with the teacher.
And if I'm hearing you correctly, Ilene, it sounds like the vibe that you and Ben try to bring to each workshop of Make the Song Your Own is you try to give students, regardless of their level of expertise, you try to give them a sense of the spirit of ensemble that really is at the heart of musical theater.
I think yeah, you're right. We have students of all levels of experience, all ages. In one session, one class, we had a 15-year-old and a 90-year-old. So, and the 15-year-old loved being treated like grown-ups, and the 90-year-old loves being taken seriously because, as you know, in our society, the older you get, the more invisible you get.
Mm-hmm.
So we do try to create a sense of community. I think that that's very important, to be with people who feel the same way you do, whether it's about singing or art or design, especially if it's not something you do as a profession. Because we have people with all different professions as well, which is really cool. They just love to sing, and we want them to support each other. We want them to make friends with each other. We want them to hang out after class together so that we feel that we all share our common love of singing and song and music. And that's exactly what happens when you put together a show, like you said, in musical theater. You start rehearsals on day one, you may not know anybody, but by lunchtime, you've got 20 new best friends. And that's one of the most fun parts about our business, I think.
On the line with us is Ilene Graff. Ilene's vocal performance workshop, Making the Song Your Own, teaches students how to choose a song, how to analyze the lyric, and understand the importance of storytelling, as well as understand the relationship among the words, the music, and the singer, and how to become a more confident performer, whether you want to sing professionally or just for the fun of it. Students of all ages and experiences are welcome. The next semester of Making the Song Your Own will start in early 2020, but you can apply for it right now by going to IleneGraff.com. That's GRAFF.com, and Ilene spells her first name Ilene, so only two E's in Ilene, not three E's in Ilene. IleneGraff.com. You can also learn about Making the Song Your Own on the Making the Song Your Own page on Facebook. What's really cool about what you're doing, and this is something, I can't sing if my life depended on it, but
a lot of people think that.
No, trust me, I know of what I'm speaking, but but what I admire about both songwriters and singers is that singing is just another way of telling stories. It's great to hear that there are people such as you and venues such as Making the Song Your Own that are emphasizing the importance of not just being able to know all the words and belt it out. I mean, you're telling a story. There are choices you make when you sing a song in order to convey your interpretation of that story.
That's 100% true. I mean, you could come and teach a class for me.
I don't think so.
Believe that the storytelling is really, really important. We all have our own life story. We all have been through things. And you pick a song and you try to, what I teach my students is try to think of something in your own life that's sort of parallel or similar to the story that's happening in the song. And when we share our experiences and share these stories with an audience, you touch them. You touch them deeply. Even if it's a fun song, even if it's a silly song, it's still touching, and it makes us feel our common humanity. And I think that that's a great blessing, and what a privilege to be able to do that. But you're right. The story is really, really important. When you see a singer who has a blank face and doesn't get involved in the story, it's kind of a little boring. On the other hand, when you see a singer who's overly histrionic and just does so much and shows off and me, you also lose the story. So I believe that there's not a middle ground, but there's a huge middle ground where we can be emotional and we can be true to ourselves and give an organic performance that tells the story that the lyricist bothered to write. I mean, somebody wrote all those words to tell a story. And it's interesting. Our very, very good friend Charles Fox, along with his partner Norman Gimbel, wrote the song "Killing Me Softly" with his song. And talk about a great story song. It's all about that story of going to a performance, seeing a singer sing a song that touches you very deeply, and that's what we love to see, and that's what we love to teach. And as a singer, I'm a trained technical singer, so we also spend a lot of time on music and musicianship and the technique of actually singing, because we do want everybody to sing it in their best voice in the most healthy way, and sing in tune, and sing time, and sing sensitively, and so it's a real combination of music and words that I think makes a magic performance.
To learn more about making the song your own, the vocal performance workshop conducted by Ilene Graff, go to IleneGraff.com or the Making the Song Your Own page on Facebook. We're talking about, for lack of a better word, finding the sweet spot when it comes to performing a song. Finding whatever it is in your soul that connects to the story that the songwriter told, and finding a way to convey that while also making it your own, putting your own individual spin on it. Now, this is probably a loaded question, but let me ask it anyway. For you as a singer, is there any one way to find that sweet spot, or does it depend on what the song is and whether it's part of a musical play or just an individual song?
Well, I think that when you're doing a show, let's say you're doing a musical, you're doing My Fair Lady, and you're singing "I Could Have Danced All Night." You have to be in character. You have to sing it like Eliza Doolittle. But we try to find stuff in ourselves that emotionally that we can relate to, so that we can bring some emotional honesty to the song. But sometimes you'll be in a situation in a show where you just have to pretend, and sometimes you just have to pretend. You use your imagination and you pretend, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that either. There's a million ways to approach performance and to get that performance out on stage, and whatever works in the situation, I think is fine. I think in terms of myself, when I'm putting a song together, there has to be something about that song that resonates with me. A lot of times it's the story. Sometimes it'll be the chord progression. Sometimes it'll be the rhythm. Sometimes it'll be the rhymes. There's going to be something in that song that calls to me, that says, you need to sing this song. And those are the songs I gravitate to. So sometimes it's not the literal story of the song that I'm crazy about, or that I go, oh my gosh, that is so neat. Sometimes it'll be the chords, and I'll go, those chords are so gorgeous, and the way that melody works with those chords and that rhythm just makes me, sets the hairs on the back of your neck up. So I'll go for that. Every song is different, but what I do try to do in every song is to have an emotional honesty, because I think that's very compelling on stage, and the audience doesn't necessarily know what it is that makes them love a performer or love a performance, but I think when all of the elements of putting a performance together line up, that's when you've got something great, and that's what people respond to.
Ilene Graff helps her students find emotional honesty in choosing songs to perform, whether they want to pursue a career in musical theater, pop, jazz, or just sing amongst their friend and family. That's all part of her workshop, Making the Song Your Own. Ilene is taking applications for the spring semester right now. You can learn more about it by going to IleneGraff.com or the Making the Song Your Own page on Facebook. Now, just listening to you, Ilene, it sounds like okay, let me reset. You'll forgive me. I'm a writer, and sometimes I have two thoughts converge at the same time, and then I don't know which question to ask.
You think you're the only one that has... Oh, my God. Oh, cow. When you're on stage and you're doing a performance, you on in your head at the same time. I mean, if they could do a brain scan of somebody who's performing, the thing would light up in 14,000 colors.
Yeah, but the advantage I have is I'm on radio, so I can hide whatever panic I have. But you're out there on the stage, you got to look like, Wonder Woman, it's like unflappable.
Right. And it has to look easy.
Yes.
It has to look easy.
Yeah.
As an audience member, we never want to feel like the performer we're watching is in trouble.
Yeah.
Unless it's indicated in the script. But we, as performers, especially like when you're doing cabaret performance, a nightclub performance, that stage and that club becomes the performer's home, and you are welcoming guests into your home. And that's what I always think of, is they are my guests for that next hour, hour and a half, and we're going to have a lovely time together. And my job is to make them feel comfortable and to be receptive and to be able to suspend their troubles for a while and just have a great time. Now, included in that great time is going to be maybe something that makes them cry, something that makes them sad, something that frustrates them, something that makes them laugh, because that's life, that you sort of want to include all of that. But it's just important that we recognize we're all here together for an evening. We have something in common and that we've all chosen to be together. And how wonderful is that?
I don't know whether you watch singing competition programs such as The Voice and American Idol. And I haven't watched American Idol in many years, but when I did, and this goes back to how we started our conversation. For me, just as a viewer, shows like that, they give viewers who don't otherwise know the importance of song choice and telling a story, as you perform the song. To me, that's the biggest takeaway for that. But my question for you is, one of the most interesting things about shows like that is they show viewers the process of, I guess, understanding the importance of an arrangement. And sometimes it's the arrangement, finding an arrangement that works for you and your upper, what does Randy Jackson say, your upper register? I have no idea what that means. I just know that's an important thing for singers. But it's finding that, and that's very much what you do with your workshop, making your song your own. Now, if you happen to, here's my question. That's a long-winded preamble for my question. Does it help if you have either experience working with an arranger or perhaps, in your case, arrangement experience yourself? You're married to an arranger, plus you've composed music of your own. Does it help to have experience with an arranger, or can that also be taught? Actually,
that's something that we spend one session, one class, every session on what we call Standards Week in my workshop, where the students have to bring in a song from the Great American Songbook, by Gershwin or Cole Porter, Harold Arlen, Irving Berlin, Rodgers and Hammerstein, something from what we call the Great American Songbook. And then we do it in a completely different style. And that is to show the students the importance of arranging and how something that was an up-tempo song from a musical, if you slow it down and make it a ballad, it's a whole other song. Now, you can do this with great songs. You can't do it with bad songs, but you can do it with great songs.
We'll pick up that thread and talk some more about the importance of an arrangement when we continue our conversation with Ilene Graff when we come back on TV Confidential.
Become an advertiser or underwriter of TV Confidential and let our brand help promote your brand. To find out more, go to televisionconfidential.com/advertise.
Buying or selling a home can be one of the most stressful things we'll ever do in life, but it doesn't have to be. And no one knows better than our friends at Front Porch Realty Group. They're a community of realtors serving the Northern Bay Area of California that cares about their clients as individuals first and foremost. Whether you're a first-time buyer or looking to lease or sell your property in the Bay Area, Front Porch Realty Group will help you through this important transition by providing you with the right information for your situation while lessening the pain. They also work with a network of realtors throughout California who provide the same high caliber of customer service. Call Front Porch Realty Group at 415-886-7411 for a realtor referral near you. You can also visit their website, frontporchrealtygroup.com for more information on the services they provide, including upcoming workshops and seminars. For more information, call 415-886-7411 or visit frontporchrealtygroup.com. Front Porch Realty Group. They'll find the solution that works best for you.
Want a free first ride with Uber? Uber, the mobile app that connects you with a ride at the touch of a button in minutes. Enter promo code TV Confidential after you download the app to receive your first free ride up to $20. For more information, go to get.uber.com/go/TV Confidential.
Hey there, this is Wink Martindale, and you're listening to TV Confidential.
Are payday loans ruining your life? Do you want control over your money again? If you have 2 or more payday loan cash advances, listen closely. You may be eligible for a program payday loan companies don't want you to know about. A program that may help get aggressive and unfair payday loan companies out of your bank account and get you back on track to financial freedom. Payday loan companies may trap you into paying outrageously high interest rates, and they take way too much of your hard-earned money every week. We understand their tactics and know how to keep them off your back. We'll fight hard to help you regain control of your money. If you have 2 or more payday loan cash advances, call right now for a free consultation.
800-488-5880. 800-488-5880. 800-488-5880. That's 800-488-5880.
Miss the show? We have more than 500 hours of archived editions of TV Confidential available on demand as digital downloads. For more information, go to shop.tvconfidential.net.
This portion of TV Confidential is sponsored by The Misadventures of Biffle and Schuster, the hilarious side-splitting new DVD available through Kino Lorber.